There's a great camaraderie amongst the team.
And we're very proud of what they do.
Everyone likes to get in and lend each other a hand.
2 points of contact at all times.
My name's Josh Burgess. I'm the site welding supervisor for Geovert at Queensland Alumina in Gladstone. Geovert's a multidisciplinary company doing welding by rope access, NDT and rigging facets throughout the industry. QAL site itself is the largest alumina refinery in the Southern Hemisphere.
This facility refines bauxite, so it's a refinery. The bauxite's mined up in Weipa and brought down by large coastal ships. When this plant has production issues, it does affect the world price.
There's 103 precip tanks, which Geovert have been actually working on at the moment.
So we have a long-term maintenance contract here at QAL where we provide the welding and NDT services off-rope.
And the main problem that QAL encounters in the precipitation tanks is erosion from the alumina slurry hydrate.
In the past it took between 3 and 4 weeks to scaffold out the tanks.
Geovert offer QAL an alternative to scaffold where we can gain access to the areas by rope access.
With rope access we're able to turn around that process of being able to set up an access system. Rather than a 3 to 4 week time frame, we can be in within a matter of hours and assessing the tank.
Geovert are a one-stop shop. We can basically get Geovert to go to the job. They can set up their ropes, hang off the ropes, do the welding, NDT, or grit blasting, everything basically off the ropes, and then demoves nice and quick.
We can shorten the amount of time that the tank is down. Obviously that leads to increased production and increased revenue stream for the client.
The reason we use rope access here at QAL is to basically save costs on having to build scaff, strip scaff, and every cost analysis we've done, it always goes the way of rope access.
We see our people as very, very professional in their approach. We talk about redundancy in the system, so we never ever operate off one point of contact or one rope.
2 points of contact is you've always got 2 ropes, or you're hooked up to 2 points at all times, so if one was in the worst case scenario to fail, you've got that second point to cover you at all times.
But when the guys are on rope, it's not an adrenaline thing, but it's more you're very, very focused on the task at hand and the fact that you are suspended by rope. Our guys do not take risks around that.
In the mornings we conduct a pre-start safety meeting which broadcasts any safety incidents that have happened to not only ourselves but other contractors on this site throughout the day. Yeah, we adopt the QAL safety culture of mates looking after mates.
We also have an international qualified weld supervisor on site, Josh Burgess.
I'm a qualified WTA Certificate 10 welding supervisor and also have an international welding specialist qualification.
So Josh handles the quality control around the welds. At the moment we've got 8 level 3 personnel on site, which means they've compiled in excess of 2,500 to 3,000 hours on rope. So we've got a very, very capable and skilled team.
Dealing with the erosion, the tanks have an agitator prop in them where we need to change out the prop by rope access, which has been deemed the safest method to conduct these.
At the moment we're just changing out a agitator prop on the precip tank. So we got a engineered clamp which clamps onto the prop, and we've got a 6-ton winch that runs along a monorail which then lifts it up to the level we need it, and we've got a monkey and winch we can just move along the monorail to put it in place.
Carry out NDT in the tanks to detect where there's been caustic corrosion cracking.
Part of our maintenance and within the NDT inspection division, we'll conduct sandblasting off rope.
So we've got a big sandblaster here which just takes all the paint, all the surface stuff off our welds, so we've got a nice clean bare metal surface to test on.
Basically, Vertest is a subsidiary of Geovert. Vertest gives Geovert the ability to close the loop on their operations. Vertest can come in and inspect equipment, then Geovert can come in, do any necessary repairs or modification, and then Vertest will come back in and re-inspect that work to make sure it's to the correct standard.
We were looking specifically for cracks, so surface cracks, so we're MPIing. Magnetic particle inspection, we do our UT, ultrasonic, where we send a sound wave through and look for responses that it comes back. And we also do dye penetrant.
So again, where the client has in the past had to scaffold out large tanks, we're able to access it with rope access right at the designated sampling locations or test locations. We can go in there, sandblast prep, and then do the NDT inspections.
Great camaraderie amongst the team, and everyone likes to get in and lend each other a hand.
We've got a fantastic crew here, and I keep saying that because they really are. The high number of level 3s, we've also got some very, very skilled tradesmen, and because this is on land, we can bring people in, we can assess them in that environment with level 3s, and then assess their capability and looking to grow them into the offshore oil and gas industry as well.